telling how a trick is done, right? Well, since you all raised your hand with me, and you all said the magician's oath, I can teach you all how to do a trick. Do you like that? All right? Have you ever seen a magician cut a piece of rope and then put it back together again? Well, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to show you step by step how it's done, okay? But first, I need a volunteer to look over every inch of this rope and make sure that it is just an ordinary rope. Okay, thank you very much. No, I'm just kidding. Look over every inch of that and make sure that it's a solid piece of rope all the way across, right? And then there's no gaps in it, no holes in it, no secret hidden assistance. Is that just a regular piece of rope? Of course it is, otherwise I wouldn't have let him look at it. Right? Think about it. Thank you very much. So, the secret is not in the rope. There's nothing special about the rope. The trick is in a special knot that magicians have kept secret for hundreds of years. It's called the Mongolian Pop Knot. Okay? Now what we have to do is we have to carefully measure the ropes so that when we cut them, they are exactly the same length. Okay? It's very important when we cut them that they're exactly the same length. Right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this rope together using the Mongolian Pop Knot. The way you do that is you come around this way, okay, you come back around this way, you come through, and you pull tight. Okay, y'all with me so far? You go in and out the same way that you went up and down. You go up and down at the same time as you went in and out. You twist, come around, pull through, and pull tight. And that leaves you with one Mongolian Pop Knot. Am I going too fast? Good. It seldom happens. Now at this point in the trick, I reach into my pocket and I get some magic pixie dust. Okay? And I sprinkle the pixie dust on the knot, like that. You with me so far? Now after the pixie dust has had a few minutes to work, the knot will start to dissolve. And after a few seconds it just pops off the rope like that, leaving me with one long piece of rope like we started out with. Now some of you may have had trouble following that. So I'm going to do it again, but this time I'm going to cut it into 3 pieces of rope. Because that gives you twice the opportunity to see how the knot is tied, since it takes 2 Mongolian Pop Knots to tie together 3 pieces of rope. So I'm going to cut it here, and I'm going to cut it here. Now, like I said before, it's important that we cut them all the same length, right? So we've got 3 even pieces of rope. Now, if you make a mistake and cut them so they're not the same length, you know, for example, if you cut one piece that was too short, and maybe another piece that was just right, and then another piece that was way too long, the trick's not going to work. And this could happen to anybody. Now, if it does happen, there's a way out. And since I'm teaching you the trick, I'm going to teach you something that we magicians call a contingency plan. A contingency plan is what you do if something messes up and you need to have an offer. You know already, okay. So what you do to get it back is you fold each rope one at a time, like this, right? You grab the ropes like this and you say the magic word. Can anybody guess what the magic word is? It's Sim Salabim. Sim Salabim. We have to say this with a certain amount of conviction. Sim. Do you mind? This is a hard part of the trick. You know, you all are laughing, but there's some people trying to learn, right?
Oh my God.
I'm just fine with it. All right, sim, salabim, and then the rope starts to stretch and stretch and stretch, leaving us back with 3 even lengths of rope like we started out with. Now, I'm going to tie these together using the Mongolian Pop Knot like we did earlier. Remember, you come around this way, you go back around this way, you come around, come through, and pull tight. You go in and out the same way that you went up and down. You go up and down at the same time as you went in and out. You twist, come around, come through, and pull tight, leaving you with 1 Mongolian Pop Knot. Do you have any questions so far? Okay. So I tie another Mongolian Pop Knot. I come around, come back around this way, come through, and pull tight. I go in and out the same way that I went up and down. I go up and down at the same time as I went in and out. I twist, come around, come through, and pull tight, leaving me with 2 Mongolian Pop Knots. Do you remember what comes next, class? What comes next? Pixie dust. Very good. See what happens when you pay attention, class? You could be learning something like Emily. We sprinkle pixie dust on the knots. Are there any questions so far? It's the only way we're going to learn. So after sprinkling the pixie dust on the knots, you notice that the knot just pops off the rope like that, leaving you with 1 long piece of rope like we started.